What's good, everybody? It's your boy Untold Insight, and today we have a special review for you guys. It's going to be tea versus tincture form. Which is better for you, or which one is actually more suitable for you? You know, everybody's going to have a different take on stuff. I'm going to tell you off the back though, capsules, nah. Don't even mess around with capsules because it'll be a waste of time. Truthfully. That's just my take on it, but you know, everybody's different. Now I'm going to give you my take on tea. I just started drinking tea maybe like 3 months ago, and I really got into it. So I decided to take all my favorite herbs that I would usually use in tincture forms and then start drinking them in tea. Some of them are palatable, some of them are not. Just letting you guys know this. Tea sometimes can be very hard to drink if you cannot consume sometimes bitter taste, spicy tastes, and stuff like that. That's why then tinctures play a major part into stuff, because you would just need a little bit, because it's pretty much an extraction, which would mean it's more concentrated at a smaller form. And then you would either put it in juice and just take it like a shot. But some people don't like alcohol, and I understand that. But here's my take on the difference between teas and tinctures. First off, whenever you take in an alcohol tincture, you have to understand one thing: a placebo effect can be played into this. Also, an effect that you can't really be telling what's going on. Sometimes when you take a tincture form, let's just say you need to take about a tablespoon of a tincture, right? That's a tablespoon worth of alcohol, and it's depending which type of alcohol they use. Some people use 50%, some people use high grain alcohol, which taking a shot like that you will feel it, you know what I'm saying? And that way you'll be like, wow, I feel something coming over me. And it's pretty much the alcohol, it's actually not the herbs. Some people can't tell the difference from that, and that's what plays the part there. Now when you do tea, you pretty much don't have to worry about that. You do have to worry about though that some herbs, when you put it in too hot of a tea and you don't know how to make a perfect tea, what you do, you could burn off some of the active components in there, and then it's useless what you're drinking. You're just drinking a flavored water drink basically. Now Damiana is very, very diverse. It affects people differently. It affects males and females differently. You know what I'm saying? Females can use this when they have their PMS, and it'll ease the pain. Males don't have PMS, so what we use it for is pretty much for its aphrodisiac effect. Now it does sometimes the same to females, depending, because some females don't react to it like that. For my wife in general, it affects her. She gets relaxed, it takes away pain and stuff like that. It does put her in the mood to have sex and stuff like that. For me, it doesn't really put me into having sex and stuff like that. It will affect my mood though. If I get into the mood, it will make it be more experience. So like I said, it affects people differently. So when I see a lot of people on YouTube pretty much state these things like, oh, it's great for sex, it affects people differently. Every plant affects everyone so differently. So when they say that, they're misleading you guys to believe something. Now, usual dose for Damiana tea would pretty much be a teaspoon, but it varies amongst people, like I said, so you have to find your right dose. Just remember one thing: don't go too crazy with stuff, because you have to do everything in moderation. All right, make sure and do your own research before you consume anything. Just because it's natural doesn't mean that it can't be harmful. There's a lot of natural products that you actually can hurt yourself with if not done the right way. Okay, I'm just getting that out there. For those who didn't know what Damiana is good for, I'm just going to throw a few things in the air. It's great for anger, it's great for depression, it's a diuretic if you guys don't know. It's good for energy, it's good for exhaustion, it's good for fertility for females. It's a reduction agent for people that are having cannabis withdrawals. They pretty much lean towards Damiana. Damiana is also a hormone balance. You know what I mean? It gets your hormones in check. It's also good for hot flashes, which this will lean a little bit more towards female. There are some males that do have heat flashes, but it'll help as well as that. It's good for kidney pains. They say it's good for the libido, but like I said, it varies amongst people. So always remember this. It's good for some lower back pain. It's good for the menstrual cycles for the women. It's good for menopause. It's a mild laxative if you guys didn't know that. It's good for nervousness. It's good for pain. They say it's good for Parkinson's disease. I'm not too sure about that. There's different information about that, so it's like up and down. It's good for stress, and it's pretty much good for withdrawals of alcohol, and there's etc. There's a lot more things that it's good for. This is stuff for you guys to research. A lot of people look for Damiana because they think it's a weed alternative, or they think it's like a legal high. They have to understand one thing, and I've been saying this a lot, and I'm going to keep stressing this. People nowadays cannot distinguish the fact of stuff. Like, they don't know the difference between high, relaxation, and euphoric. They really just don't. You know, when somebody's talking to you, they'll be like, listen, I'm looking for a very nice relaxing, something to calm the nerve down. If you're really listening to what they're saying, they're actually just looking for a relaxed agent. They're not really looking to be high. It's like they want the high, but they're not wanting to say they want the high. I mean, just come out and say you want to alter the mind, and you just don't want to be in the state of consciousness that you don't have that much control. I don't like to lose control over my focus. I mean, once it starts taking my focus away, then what's the purpose of what I'm using it for? I'm not actually using it for the benefits, for the properties of what I'm using it for. Each plant is different, so each affects you. Damiana is most noticeable, and I'm going to say this, a lot of people can't tell this. It's most noticeable when you take it when you're when you're feeling down. Actually, you could feel the change right away. If you take it when you're happy, you really can't tell. So you're like, oh, did it really affect me or not? No, you just got to know how to take them and when they're their best to take them. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just my little take on it. But overall, tea versus tincture form, when you take the tea form, I kind of feel like you're actually just getting the medicine properties of it. You know, and some people would say, hey, would you need more to compare to the tincture? It depends also how much and how strong the tincture is made. Like I said, you sometimes if you buy it, they'll give you the dosage size, but I'm not sure if that's it. Sometimes the tea can actually be stronger. My opinion, that sometimes the tea can actually be stronger. Overall, everything's going to be faster than consuming the herb in capsule form. That's definitely off back. Okay, so when I'm taking a tea form of Damiana, it usually lasts me about after the effects kick in, it's about 45 to an hour or sometimes 2 hour feeling of just feeling really good, laid back, chilled, relaxed, everything, no stress in the world. When I do the tincture form, it kind of hits me really fast, and it's like you instantly feel it within the first like 2 to 5 minutes. It just comes on. When you take whenever you're drinking tea, it usually takes about 15 to 30 minutes to come on, you know, like the onsetting of it. That's just my take of what I've noticed of dealing with different herbs, but that's the difference between the tea and the tincture of Damiana. Now there's extracts and shit like that, but I don't really want to get into a lot of extracts, because if I'm not making my own extracts, I have to either buy it from a reliable vendor, and there are very little reliable vendors that actually give really good quality. Sometimes you could buy extract that could be very harmful because the person that extracted it didn't really know what he was doing. Anyway, like I said, it's better you just do it yourself, and the safest way is always just take it as tea, but just make sure it's not a herb that could actually get you sick, because there's a whole lot of stuff. And like I said, go in there with no expectations and you actually get a lot out of it. Damiana also can be smoked, but it's something that I don't do because I don't smoke. I used to smoke cigarettes back then, and I used to smoke weed back then, but I just totally stopped smoking in general because I just don't want to do those type of things anymore. It's bad for my lungs and stuff like that, and I just don't want to get any type of cancer or any of that shit from the smoking and all that poison that comes from it. All right, carcinogens, etc. I don't want to even get into that because that's a whole different other video. But hopefully this right here, this intake and my point of view on Damiana tea versus Damiana tincture helps somebody out. Let me know what you guys think. Oh yeah, one more thing before I cut this off. The taste of Damiana is very unique in a tea form. I usually, when I make my teas, I put the herb inside, right? And I let it extract for about 15 or 20 minutes. That's why I feel it's the best. But do know, I also have, they look like packs of like crystal lights, but they're not crystal lights. They're actually iced tea, like powder blends that you mix inside. So I kind of give my tea a flavor. So I just don't drink Damiana like that because I like a little bit of flavor with mine. And I'm not too fond of just honey and sugar and like lime like some people drink their teas. I like to add a little bit more flavor to mine so I could change my flavor. That's how I consume my teas, and it works for me. Maybe it'll work for you if you guys do it that way. But like I said, if you guys would like to know what's the little package I use, I will put up a picture of it and I'll let you know what I use it for and how do I use it. I pretty much put to taste. And if you guys like this review and you want me to put out more stuff like this, comment below, send me messages, however on. I will be putting out more information, like I said, on some of the dope products that could actually help other people out. Until then, it's your boy Untold Insight. Peace and love, everybody.